Well, what's up guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and I'm just out trying to get some work done on the property today. Got the old Kubota tractor out with the grapple bucket, as you guys see all the time. And I will say this, my property probably looks better right now than it ever has, really, because I've had a lot more time available lately. But we're gonna do something a little bit different today. Usually I do a video just out working on a project or doing something, and I may kind of run off into some random ramblings, from Daniel at the end of the video. But this morning was a little bit different. I don't know. I didn't have a project video I wanted to do. Before I get too far into this, I wanted to show you guys this. This was sent to me by one of our subscribers, Ed Kirkpatrick. You guys may remember Ed. He actually was the guy that bought Houston a four-wheeler for his birthday a couple years ago. But anyways, it says, "Believe in Jesus, the Second Amendment, and fried fish." That pretty much sums up our channel, doesn't it? But anyways, this morning I went to the gym, and like I always do, when I go to the gym in the mornings, I either turn on Audible or a podcast, or I'll even just get on YouTube and type out like motivational speeches or best motivational speeches. And guys, there are hundreds of just videos on motivational speeches and life lessons and things, and that's what I listen to when I work out in the morning, because I think it's just a great way to start my day with good positive thoughts while I'm working out. But I was listening to one by Les Brown. Les Brown is an incredible motivational speaker. Now, we'll say this, guys, I'm not a teacher, a preacher, or a motivational speaker. I just kind of randomly ramble to a camera every once in a while, and some of you guys really enjoy my random ramblings. So, Les Brown, incredible motivational speaker. If you've never listened to any of his books or read any of his books, or go to YouTube, type in Les Brown, and just listen to some videos, I can promise you it'll change your life. It's that kind of good stuff. So Les Brown talks about, imagine this, just imagine this, at the end of your life, you've lived 75 years and your life is coming to an end, and you're laying on your deathbed, and all of the ghosts of all the ideas, the dreams, the wishes, the goals you had in your life that you didn't achieve are all standing around you. Okay, you're laying on your deathbed, and all of these goals come to you in the form of a ghost, and they say, "We came to you, and we came to only you, and only you could have brought us life. And now that you're dying, we're gonna die forever with you. Think about all the things that you could have accomplished in this world if you would have just gone after those goals and those ideas and those dreams." And they're there on their deathbed with you, because I truly believe, and this kind of goes off from what Les Brown says, but I truly believe that God can give you ideas that he gives no one else. And I've talked about this before on my channel, and I know this is going to hit some nerves with some people that don't think I should bring religion into my channel, but guess what? It's my channel, so here goes. Those ideas, I really truly believe the Lord gives you ideas, and I've said this many times. The fastest way to kill a big idea is to tell it to a small-minded person. Well, what if God only gives you those ideas? Think about it. Think about somebody, Elon Musk, or somebody big that's done wonderful things in the world. Maybe whether you like Elon Musk or not, but somebody that's done something huge, Bill Gates, or whatever it is, they had an idea that they ran with. Think about what Amazon's done for our world. Some of you may have some negative thoughts about Amazon or hate Amazon, but think about, that was an idea that came to fulfillment and has changed everything in the world. So like Les Brown was saying, do you want to end up on your deathbed and all of those dreams and ideas come to you and have never gone to the world because they only came to you? I don't know. I took some notes. I'm weird like that after I got home from the gym, because I had so many thoughts going through my head, and a lot of that stuff it reminded me of a scripture in Jeremiah, and I'm going to read it so I don't mess it up, but it's Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, and plans to give you hope and a future." You may not believe in the Lord. You may not believe in God. There's so many people in this world that don't even believe in God at all, and they believe in evolution. Now, I struggle with evolution because I have a hard time believing that we started off as a little tadpole that swam up off out of the water and landed on the ground. Think about the complexity of just the human eye alone. Think about how many muscles and nerves and things are involved in the human eye. The human eye is incredible. And our eyes aren't even anything compared to an eagle. I mean, the eyeball alone. I just have a hard time believing that's evolution. You know, God has a plan for you, has a plan for your life, but you also have some responsibility there, because here, it's kind of like this. Okay, let's say you're one of those people that doesn't believe in God, but you have parents, or you're a parent, or just parents in general with people. Humans were created in God's likeness, so we have this family structure, and us as Christians see God the Father as, you know, a fatherly figure to us on earth. Well, we love our kids, no matter what. I mean, my kids make mistakes. I know they're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We're not perfect. We live in a fallen world. But we love our kids no matter what. That unconditional love is just programmed into us because we're built in God's image. And whether that means we look like God or we have, you know, a brain that works similar. But you're going to make mistakes. Our kids are going to make mistakes. But we still believe in them. We know that they can become something if they choose to. Well, God sees us the same way. There's people out here that don't believe in God. That doesn't mean God doesn't believe in you. That doesn't mean God doesn't have a plan for your life and hopes for prosperity and a future for you. But on the other side of that is, like I said, you've got to go out and get it. You know, there's things in this life that it's just hard, guys. It's hard. We're all going to struggle. But the struggles are what makes us who we are. My mom died in a car accident when I was 6 years old. And, you know, that was a terrible, terrible thing that I went through as a kid. But I really feel like that shaped who I am. I wouldn't be here today in the same fashion that I am had that not happened. Fast forward a few years, when I was 20, my dad died of cancer. So I've lost both of my parents before I was 20. And I'm not saying that because I need sympathy or a sappy story. But my dad died at a time in my life that was very critical. I mean, we were close. He was my rock, and he died 6 months before I graduated college, 6 months before I got married, and that's changed who I am. But you know, God gives us that free will to make our own decisions, whether we believe in Him or not. He's there, and He believes in us. So I do believe we have some responsibility there, and knowledge is power. And I talk to you guys so much about, you know, things that I do, and I'm not trying to push everything on you. I just want to share my beliefs and share where I stand and what I think. And knowledge is power. You know, we grow up going to school. We spend, you know, we go to kindergarten, then we go 12 years of high school, and then a lot of us go 4 years of college, and then another several years depending on what you want to do. I mean, some people spend 20 years in school, but then others graduate high school and they stop learning right there. And it's hard to grow, and it's hard to become who God wants you to be if you don't keep expanding your mind. And I talk about Audible all the time. I'm not trying to push Audible on you guys, but Audible's a service where you can download books and put headphones in your ear and get on a tractor or a lawnmower or play in your car and learn. There's so many good books out there. I'll be the first to admit, the reason I use Audible is because I won't read. After college, it was, you know, other than what I had to read for work or something, I didn't read books. Like, I probably went 7 or 8 years and never read a book. And then Audible comes along, and it's just changed. It's changed so many things for me. And my life has changed so much in the last 3 years. This year alone has changed an unbelievable amount. But I really, really attribute a lot of that to knowledge and unlocking the power of your brain. And I know for me, I'm not going to open a book and sit and read it all the time. I'm too busy. So I listen to all these Audible books. I'll just go through some of my reading lists. And you guys, you don't have to use Audible. You can look a lot of this up on YouTube. You can use Apple Play or Apple Music, or what is it? iTunes. I don't know if audiobooks are on iTunes, but all the different services that are available for audiobooks. There's a ton of different stuff, but I list podcasts, all kinds of stuff. The information is out there. You don't have to pay somebody to go to a school to learn. There's just thousands of good books out there. So I'll read you a few of the books on my reading list. I've got a quick story. I did the last book that I listened to on Audible. So the last book that I listened to was called 12 Pillars. And I took a screenshot of that and posted it on the Arms Family Homestead Facebook page. 12 Pillars by Jim Rohn and Chris Widener. And it's basically a fictional story about a lot of the stuff that Jim Rohn teaches. About a guy who breaks down and stumbles into this rich man's yard needing gas. And the rich man ended up teaching this guy the 12 Pillars of Life. But anyways, I posted that on our Facebook page. And like, I don't know what happened, but this is a perfect example of what goes wrong in our society some days. I posted that and like 15 people jumped all over me about politics and bringing politics into my channel and if I'm going to have politics on here, they're not going to watch. And I was so confused. Had nothing to do with politics whatsoever, but one person misinterpreted the 12 Pillars picture and thought it was something political and complained about it. And so many other people jumped on there and started ranting about politics. Had nothing to do with politics. Bandwagoners. Anyways. So 12 Pillars, Playing with Fire, Zig Ziglar, How to Stay Motivated, Zig Ziglar, The Goals Program, Retire Before Mom and Dad, Start by John Acuff. Let's see, Smart Money, Smart Kids, that's a Dave Ramsey book. The Total Money Makeover, Everyday Millionaires by Chris Hogan. The Secret, How to Stay Motivated by Zig Ziglar. You noticing a theme here? Killing the Sacred Cows, Quit Like a Millionaire, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Fake by Robert Kiyosaki. I've listened to a lot of Robert Kiyosaki's books. He's got a whole series, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Incredible stuff. Jump by Steve Harvey. F.U. Money by Dan Locke. That one's a little bit more on the edge. Tax-Free Wealth. Financial Peace by Dave Ramsey. Love and Respect. The Secret to Success. Stop Acting Rich. The 48 Laws of Power. And then, the list goes on and on and on and on. Audible and reading those books, listening to those books, I will say this, some of you may not believe me, but I really truly believe that is one thing that I've done in my life that's made the biggest change in who I am. And it may sound tacky. A lot of those are talking about finances and talking about money and all that stuff. But there's so much knowledge out there, and your brain is so incredible. The human brain is such a powerful tool, but you just have to learn how to unlock it. And books and education are the only way to do that. And a lot of those are not Christian-based books. A lot of those are just self-help, personal development, personal finance type books. But guys, this stuff has literally changed my life. You guys have been along for the journey for the last 5 years. And I'm not afraid to say this. I'm not ashamed a bit. I started this YouTube video journey just as a hobby, just for fun. And really didn't know where it was going to go, but I really enjoyed it. I had a good career in law enforcement. I'd been a trooper for a long time. And being a trooper, being in law enforcement, it's hard to see results at the end of the day. So when you go to work and then you come home, it's hard to see results. And with YouTube, I was able to, there's a lot of numbers there, a lot of, with subscribers and views, and there's just analytics, and you could study the numbers and you could see your progress. And it was a really good stress reliever for me. And started listening to all these books and learning and listening to this positive self-help, positive self-motivation stuff. And it's really helped form who I am. Never started this with a dream of quitting my job. Trust me. But I will say this. After 14 years in law enforcement, I was tired. I don't want to say burnout. Burnout, I hate calling it burnout. But I was not fulfilled by my career anymore. I was just kind of a mediocre, average employee, just doing what I had to do to get by so I could come home and do what I loved. Not to say I wasn't doing my job, but it just was not, I wasn't over the top, going above and beyond. because it just wasn't fulfilling to me anymore. And you know, I really truly believe that we all have a purpose in life. I believe that we're all uniquely created by God for a reason and a purpose, and part of that is to worship the Lord and spread the gospel. And like I said in the beginning, I'm not a teacher, a preacher, or a motivational speaker, but I have a platform. I've been given a platform. What we have on the internet nowadays and the people that we can talk to through this little bitty camera sitting out here by myself in the woods next to my tractor is huge. And I feel like it's my responsibility to use this platform in a way that shines a great light on our Creator, God, our Father in heaven. Whether you agree with it, whether you agree with that, disagree with that, whatever. I know we have a huge following that are all good Christian people, and you have that same responsibility. I'm not saying it's on YouTube. I'm not saying everybody's got to go start a YouTube channel or a Facebook page about what they do, but this stuff is real and it's awesome. And I don't know, I'm rambling, but I really enjoy it. So, you know, kind of going back to that Les Brown thing at the beginning about the ghost sitting around you. You know, what are you going to be known for? What's your legacy? Think about this. If we were sitting in a huge room, say there's 200 people in a room, and you can follow along with me here. Your parents, you know your mother and your father's name. Most of you, if I said, do you know your father's name? Most of you would be able to raise your hand. Okay, do you know your father's father's name? And most of you would be able to raise your hand. Do you know your great-grandfather's name? A lot of you would be like, yeah, I do. And then there'd be some hands that went down. You go back a couple more generations, very few people even know the names. Okay, but think about the people in history that you do know their names, the Martin Luther King Jr. or George Washington or whoever it is. It's because they left a legacy. They made an impact on this earth, and some of them were not a good legacy. There are a lot of people that are well known for not having a good legacy, but you know, a lot of people will tell you, you never see a hearse with a trailer. And that's very true, because when you leave this earth, it's just, you're gone. You don't get to take all of those possessions with you. But what you can leave behind is a legacy. And a legacy with your family, a legacy with your friends is huge. And how many people you impact in your life is going to reflect in how long people remember your name. How many generations back are going to remember your name, you know? That's why I said in the video the other day, are you living life, or is life just living you? Are you making an intentional purpose to live a good life, or are you just going with the flow and surviving? Because I can honestly say 3, 4, 5 years ago, I was just surviving. I was just going with the flow. And a lot of things have changed in my life. And yes, I made a big career change, but even aside from that, I've listened to 65 or 70 books on Audible alone, and hundreds of podcasts and hundreds of YouTube videos on positive self-motivation. You know, it's even Oprah's talked about it. I heard a quote earlier and I wrote it down, not a quote exactly, but Oprah was talking about this, and what we dwell on is what we become. So today, think about this. Do you think about the things that go right or wrong? What we dwell on is who we become. Do you focus on the negative in your life, or do you focus on the positive in your life? Because whatever you focus on is what you become. So if you focus on all of your problems and all of your struggles, it's probably where you're going to continue to stay. If you focus on the good, the positive things, it's going to be much better. And that's how we change this world. That's how we change this country. That's how we go back to being the United States of America. That's the greatest country in the world. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't get into politics on this channel, but we all know America could be improved. So today, when you sit down to watch TV or you turn on the news, think about this. Is the news you watch spreading positive or negative? I think you know the answer, because there is very little positive being spread on television in America today. So it's our duty and our job to spread that positivity, because you're not going to get it on TV. So anyways, 22 minutes into this, something like that. I don't know, it's been a long time. I'm going to quit rambling and actually get back to work and do something. And like I said at the beginning, I don't care if this video gets 100 views or 100,000 views. I know God puts things on our heart, God puts things on our mind for a reason, and there was one person out there that listened to this random rambling of a guy sitting in a field next to a tractor that needed to hear it today. I truly believe that. I truly believe God gives us things, and if we follow His lead, it'll touch lives and impact people, and that's what it's about. So if you're that one person that needed to hear this, it was worth it. So guys, that's all I've got for today. I'm gonna get back to work. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comment section down below. If you hated every minute of it, I'm sure you'll leave a thumbs down and let me know in the comment section. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.